in the Cleveland area, and the big local story up there is a continuing investigation of corruption involving Democratic leaders and Democratic office holders. Will that not have an adverse effect on your candidates in that area?
It shouldn't. Again, if our members get out, if our candidates get out and talk about the issues that they stand for, it shouldn't have any impact. Not one of our candidates, incumbent members or challenging candidates, have any ties whatsoever to the scandals that are going on in Cleveland.
I would add to that simply that was tried in 2008 as well. And these races are inherently local. The candidate, particularly in some of these key races where we have incumbent freshmen that have done the work over the course of the past 18 months, have built up name recognition, have built up goodwill and recognizability in their districts, have done the job. All too often in politics, all the analysis and all the variables come into play, and sometimes you have to step back and ask a simple question. Did this person do the job he or she was elected to do? And we're quite confident that our people did that. And on top of that, in politics, financial efforts can and oftentimes do make a difference. We saw that in 2006 when we were significantly outspent and arguably should have had a House active. It didn't happen that year because we were outspent 3-1 in key races. In 2008, it was, as Representative Goyal said, probably close to even. I think we may have caught up with them in 2008. In 2010, the pendulum will have swung completely the opposite direction. Very confident in the job that our people have done. From a policy standpoint, we're very confident in the job our people have done politically. We're very confident in the approach that we're taking as a caucus in terms of holding on to these races in what is going to be a tough election season. From the top down, it's going to be tough, but we will do.
It appears that right now, from the top down, we are seeing a change in message. The latest Strickland message is, can you trust Kasich, not Wall Street? Are you trying to veer away from this Wall Street message that so many people seem to question? They don't seem to be getting that if you look at the polls. And are you veering to a different message, and especially with House candidates? Is this going to come down to what we saw back in 2004 with Ken Blackwell, where he was, at least the Democrats tried to frame him as the candidate who was out of touch, who was too conservative, who was too maverick? Can you explain what your exact message will be from the top down?
Here's the way I would respond to that. The people in Ray Pryor's district are going to look at Ray Pryor. They're going to look at Ray Pryor having a mobile bus, a mobile office. They're going to look at Ray Pryor being responsive to all of their issues, voting the district, and they're going to look at Ray Pryor being the top go-to guy in the state on Veterans Affairs issues, because that's his background. That's the reason he wanted to be in the legislature. That's why he's here. People in the district, in these, again, let's belabor the point, in these local races, people are going to look at whether or not he or she did the job. Ray Pryor, as an example, has done the job, and that's why Ray Pryor wins. And you can extrapolate that across the board.
But who are House Democrats blaming for the bad economy? When Ray Pryor or whoever gets the question, who's creating this? If all politics is local, what is the answer of House Democrats and Democratic candidates when talking about the economy? Who's to blame there if all politics is local?
Well, it's clear that we took the majority in January of 2009, and the economy was tanking at that point. In fact, the economy started tanking in earnest in September of 2008 when Lehman Brothers fell due to the scandals. The fact of the matter is the national economy has cost Ohio dear. Ohio has been focused on manufacturing and steel, and those industries have been particularly hurt hard by the national recession. And the fact is that we came in January 2009. I stood in the House, the well of the House, and I talked about how we were going to be focused on job creation. We were going to have a laser-like view of job creation as our #1 priority, and that is what the House Democrats have done. And we've done it largely without the help of the House Republicans. We've done it, in fact, over their objection in many cases. But we have created a new market tax credit, an investment technology tax credit, a sporting event credit, a film tax credit. We've added $100 million to the venture capital authority. And I could go on. And the fact is that we would not have had the third frontier on the ballot in May without the work of the House Democrats. So when we said we were going to be focused on job creation in January of 2009 to respond to the national recession that was hitting Ohio particularly hard, we then fulfilled what we said we were going to do.
So the national environment is affecting local districts.
The national environment clearly is affecting local districts in terms of the economy.
What are your candidates telling voters about this $4 or $6 or $8 billion budget hole next year? And if you retain control of the House, how are you going to deal with that? What's your game plan?
We have a very serious budget problem coming up in 2011. Everybody recognizes that the extent of the hole, the extent of the budget problem is uncertain at the moment. It could be $3 billion, it could be $5, it could be 10. It certainly will be more if the House Republicans and John Kasich have their opportunity to eliminate 40% of the revenue of the state. That would be a disaster. You can't face the issues we're going to face and eliminate 40% of the revenue of the state. You can't even phase it in over 10 years and eliminate $4 billion or $3 billion, whatever it would be, on top of the budget hole that we currently will face. We internally in the House have already started our process of looking at options. We're looking at everything we possibly can to deal with the budget issues. We're going through the information gathering process, talking to experts, talking to people who know a lot more than we do about how to deal with the issues that are at hand. And when January comes around, we will be in a position to make the best possible decisions on how to deal with the budget problem.